Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part 1 of my makeup decluttering series, and in this video I'm getting rid of all of my foundations, concealers, primers and my makeup setting sprays. And this video has been a very long time coming. I've wanted to do a decluttering series for a very long time because I've got to the point with my makeup collection where I have no room left and I feel like I've got too many things in there that I don't use, things that other people could probably get some more use out of, and things that have pretty much expired. So I just needed to get rid of everything that's in my makeup collection I don't want or that I don't use anymore. So this video is probably going to be very long because I didn't realise how much makeup I actually had until I got it out my drawers and put it on my floor and started decluttering it. I have so many foundations and concealers, I don't even know what to do myself, and I'm so glad I have so much more room in my makeup collection because I just felt like I couldn't put anything else in the drawers. I had my foundations in multiple drawers because I couldn't fit them in one, and it was very crazy. So I'm glad that I managed to get rid of a lot of stuff. So the point of these videos is for me to cut down my makeup collection by at least half. I don't know if I did get half, but I think I did a really good job because I have so much more room, and I'm one of those people where I'm a hoarder, and if a makeup product doesn't work for me I'll just keep it in there anyway because I just keep thinking I will try it out again and see if I like it, and I just don't end up doing it. So this was a really good thing for me because I could just get rid of everything that I don't use, anything that I didn't want, or everything that had expired. So with all the products that I'm getting rid of, if they've expired I'm just chucking them in the bin. If I've used them once or twice I'm going to give them to family and friends, and if I haven't used them I am going to be selling them. I will put a link down below in the info box for you so you can check out where you can purchase these. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoy this video, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure that you hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So all the videos in this decluttering series I will link them down below in the info box for you so you can check those out, and if you want to see part 1 of my makeup decluttering series then just keep watching. So this is what the drawer looks like, and I have loads more foundations pushed up to the back of here. So all of these are my foundations. I have all of my concealers in here, I have some more foundations around here, and I have my primers and setting sprays, and I'm going to be decluttering everything in here, and it's probably going to take me quite a while because I have a lot of stuff in here. I do have some holy grails, and I also have things that pretty much just need to be chucked because a lot of them just are past their expiry date or they are empty and I just haven't got around to getting rid of them. So this one is probably going to be a very long video, so I'm going to take out everything in here, I'm going to put it on the side, and we're going to see what the drawers look like. But I do really need to clean everything in here as well because it's just full to the top of makeup. So this is everything that's come out of my top drawer, and I have a lot of stuff. I have a giant pile of things. I actually didn't realise I had this much stuff until I just put it out here right now, and I do need to get rid of a lot of this stuff. Some of it doesn't really work for me, some of it's empty, some of it I love, and I just basically need to get rid of everything that I don't use or things that I don't like. With everything that I'm getting rid of, if it's expired or if it's run out I will chuck it in the bin. If I've only used a little bit of it I will give it to friends and family, or if it's new I'll probably end up selling it or giving it to friends and family as well. So as you can see it is a lot of stuff here, and it's probably going to take me quite a while to get through it. So I'm going to separate it into categories. So I'm going to do setting sprays, I'm going to do primers, then I'm going to do concealers, and then I'm going to go on to foundations, which is the last one because that is the biggest one. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and separate them, and I'm going to come back and show you all of my primers and all of my setting sprays. These are my primers and setting sprays, and I don't really have a lot of them because I usually know what works for my skin because I have very oily skin and it's also very sensitive. So there's only a few things that do actually work on my skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of all the ones that I don't want and keep the ones that I do want. The ones that I'm keeping are going to be in the pink box, and the things that I'm getting rid of are going to be in the blue box. So the first one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I love this, and I've purchased this quite a few times now. It just works really nicely on my skin, so I'm keeping that. The next one is the MAC Prep and Prime Face Lotion, which is SPF 50. This is a sample that I got when I ordered something from MAC, and I really do love it, and I think I'm going to get the full size because it just feels really nice on the skin and it stops me from getting oily all day as well, so I do really like it. And the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. This is my holy grail and I keep repurchasing this because it works amazingly on oily skin. And the Maybelline Baby Skin, I do actually really like this because it does feel nice on the skin. It is a cheaper alternative to the Benefit Professional. I do prefer fairly professional, but it is a good drugstore alternative, so I'm going to keep this because it hasn't expired yet. And the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, I really don't like this. I did want to like it. I tried it quite a few times and it just didn't work out very well for my skin, so I'm going to be getting rid of this because I don't really know how old it is and it just doesn't work with my oily skin and my sensitive skin. And I have two e.l.f. setting sprays, and I have the illuminated one and also the one with aloe vera and green tea, and I really like both of these. They're really nice and refreshing on the skin. They don't make you look oily, and they are amazing for if you travel and if you need to go on aeroplanes, because I used this one when I went on an aeroplane last time and it just felt really nice and soothing on the skin. And when you do go on an aeroplane, your skin gets really dry, and these are just amazing. They do really work wonders, and I love both of them, so I'm keeping both of them as well. And the last ones are my Urban Decay setting sprays, and I actually have two of the All Nighter setting sprays. This one's the new one and this one's the old one, but this one has been used up, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I really like this. I think it's really good and it makes my makeup last a very, very long time. And the last one is the De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray from Urban Decay, and this is oil controlling. I haven't used this before, but it is meant to be better than the All Nighter for if you do have oily skin. I haven't done a first impression on this yet, and I did do a first impression on the All Nighter one, so I might do a comparison between both of them. I don't know if you'd want to see a video of those, but I'll probably do one where I put this on one side of my face and this on the other side and see what they look like. So I'm going to be keeping this one. So that's my primers and setting sprays, and I didn't really get rid of a lot of these, but to be honest, I do use these a lot and they do work very well for my skin, and I've just chucked out the ones that are either empty or don't work very well for my skin. But I have got rid of two, so I have done quite well on that. I have actually got rid of something, so I am very proud of myself. So I'm going to get rid of these two. I'm going to chuck them in a bin because I don't need these any longer. Next are my concealers, and just by looking at them, I feel like I can get rid of at least half of them because they're either empty or things that I didn't like. So the first ones that I have are the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealers. I have two different shades of this. I have light neutral and light warm, and the light neutral one is completely used up, I believe. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, it's pretty much already used up. Also, the colour isn't really the best for me. I do prefer the warm one. I do use this at the moment and it is one of my favourite concealers, and yeah, I do really like it. So this one I'm going to keep the light warm because I'm using it at the moment, and the light neutral I'm going to be chucking in the bin. And I also have two of the MAC Pro Longwear concealers. I have this one for when I'm pale and this one for when I'm tanned. So I have NW15 and NC20, and this is one that I'm using up at the moment, and I really like it. It's my Holy Grail concealer. I've been using it for years and it just lasts all day. It's waterproof, it doesn't crease, and it covers up everything. This is literally the best concealer that I've ever tried in my life. So I'm going to keep the NC20, and I'm going to be getting rid of the NW15, and I'm doing the back to MAC for this so that I can get a free concealer or a free lipstick. I also have three of the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. I have two of the 10s and one of the 15s, and this used to be my Holy Grail concealer, but last time I got it, it did irritate my under eyes and I didn't really like it that much. But this one is basically a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, but I don't really like these at the moment because I don't feel like they're good for people that have sensitive under eyes. But I'm going to get rid of all three of these because they are run out, so they're going in the bin. And next I have the Makeup Revolution Focus and Fix Liquid Concealer. This is the worst concealer I've ever tried in my life. Just look at how yellow this actually is. It made me look like a Simpson when I tried this out for a first impression. I don't even know if you can see how yellow that is on camera, but that is ridiculous. So I'm going to be getting rid of this because it just didn't conceal anything. It looked ridiculous, and it's meant to be fair and it doesn't cover up anything, and it's not good for sensitive or fair skin because it's just too dark. Just look at how horrible that colour is. I just really don't like it. Next I have the MUA Cover and Conceal Concealer, and this was probably one of the worst concealers I've ever tried out in my life. It didn't conceal anything and it just was completely crap, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I also have a colour corrector from Nip and Fab, and I don't use colour correctors, and I know for a fact I'm not going to use a colour corrector that's purple. I don't really know what it's used for, but I think it's for darker skin tones, so I'm not going to be using this one, and this one is going in the bin. I've also got three of the Maybelline Instant Asian Wines. These are amazing concealers, and this is what I use for when I go to work. So I have three of these in two different colours. I have two of the lights and one of the nudes. Nude is the shade that I'm using at the moment to use as an eyeshadow base when I put on my eyeshadows, and this is a perfect colour for the rest of my skin tone. And then light is what I use for under my eyes to conceal, and it's just incredible. This one is used up, so I'm going to get rid of this one, but I love this. It's amazing for the drugstore, and I definitely recommend it because it's one of my favourites. I also have two of the NYX concealers. These are the HD concealers. I haven't actually tried these out. I have a green one, then I also have this one which is CW02. Just going to do a little swatch of my hand. That one looks very, very pink, but I'm going to try this out for when I am pale, because when it does get to winter, I don't self-tan, so I'm going to try this out and see how it goes. And then for the green one, I've always wanted to try a green concealer, so I'm going to try this out as well and see how it goes, because when I do go to work, I don't want a full coverage foundation. I want something that's sort of like a light medium coverage, and I do have a lot of redness, so this might work out really well as well. And then I also have a NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. I haven't even tried this out. This one is in the shade CJ01 Porcelain, and I will try this out when I am fair, because it looks very pink for the moment, so I won't be able to use this as a concealer. I have a Lord & Berry concealer, and I'm not going to use this. It looks too dark for me. I haven't even opened it. I don't like crown concealers, so I'm going to be getting rid of this one, and that's not even been opened, but I know for a fact I'm not going to use it. And then I also have a 17 Skin Well concealer. This is supposed to be a dupe of the YSL Touche Éclat. I haven't tried that before. I haven't tried this out, but I do really want to try this out. This one is in the shade Fair, so I will try this out in the winter when I am pale, so I am really excited to try this one out. And then this last one is the 17 Fall Paint, and this one is in the shade Fair. And I used this a lot last year. I used it as a concealer. I also used it as an eyeshadow base. I don't know if I can still use this. Yes, this still has 24 months, and I used it last year, so I still have another 12 months left of it. And this is actually a really good dupe for the Benefit Boing Concealer. It pretty much has the same consistency. I really, really enjoyed it. It lasted quite a long time on my skin as well. So if you can't afford the Benefit Boing Concealer, I definitely recommend picking this up. You can get it from Boots, and I think it was only about £5, which is incredible. So those are all of my concealers, and this is what I'm keeping, and this is what I'm getting rid of. And I think I've actually got rid of more than what I'm keeping. Let me just check on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I am actually keeping less than what I'm getting rid of. So that is perfect for me. And this was a really good one to get rid of. So I'm only keeping 9 of my concealers, and I'm getting rid of 10. So I've got rid of over half of them. So I'm really impressed, and I'm really proud of myself for this. So these are my foundations and BB creams, and I'm just shocked at how much I have, because this is an excessive amount. I didn't even realise I had that many, but just looking at it, I have a giant load. I can't believe that all of these can just fit in one drawer. That is just crazy to me, and I'm hoping to get rid of at least half, because this is just too much. I have too much here, and I don't use all of these as well, so yeah, let's go ahead and separate the BB creams from the foundations, and I'm going to start off by doing the BB creams. So I didn't actually realise that I only have 4 BB creams, so it's going to be very easy for me to get rid of these ones. The first one is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Face Base Foundation, and this one is a BB cream foundation, and it says it's ultra long lasting. This was crap. I did a first impression on this. The colour was ridiculous. It did have a good undertone to it, but it didn't last very long on my skin. It looked horrible and patchy when I first put it on, and it didn't even last half an hour. This was just ridiculous, so I'm getting rid of this one. And the next one is the Maybelline Dream Pure BB cream, which is for oily skin, which had salicylic acid in it, and I had this about 3 years ago. I used to absolutely love this, my acne prone skin. It was incredible, but I've used all of it up, and I am trying to find another one of these because I really did like it, but I can't find it anywhere. So if you guys know where I can purchase this, please let me know, because I do really like it, and I do want to get another one of these. So this one is going to be going in the bin. And the last ones that I have are 2 BB creams from Garnier. These are the Skin Naturals BB cream for combination to oily skin. I did do a first impression on this, which I'll link down below for you, but I absolutely love these. They're so good on the skin. They stop me from getting oily for at least 5 hours. I have the medium one and also the light one, but the only thing that I do have to say about these is the colour is a little bit off for me. There is a pink undertone to it, which is not the best for me, because when I do self tan I have a yellow undertone. So these ones are really good. I do recommend them, but I just wish that they came out with some more colours, because I only have 2 in the UK, and I don't believe if you're super fair you'll fit in the light one, because this matches me when I have the lightest bit of self tan. So I do like these, but I do wish that they came out with some more colours, but I am going to be keeping these because I like them that much. So with these BB creams, I've got rid of half of them, and I've kept half of them, which is perfect for me, and I am really proud of myself again, because I have got rid of half of my collection of these things. So I'm getting rid of 2 and I'm keeping 2. And these are all of my foundations, and this is very, very excessive. I feel like I need to get rid of at least half of them, because they're things that I don't use, things that are expired, things that are used up, and this is probably going to be one of the hardest ones for me, because I love my foundations. I love testing out loads of different foundations, and I think I'm probably going to need to have a bigger box of things that I'm going to be keeping. So Hopefully I won't keep too many, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go through all of them and see what I want and what I don't want. So the first foundation I have is the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. I have 3 of these. I have Ivory, True Ivory and Soft Beige, and this used to be my Holy Grail foundation about 2 or 3 years ago when I had very dry skin, and this was perfect for very dry skin, and I absolutely used to love this one. I think this one is a newer one because this one has vitamin C and it has a little bit more in there, but this was great for tired skin. It made me look very awake and the colour was amazing for me. It is a very yellow undertone, but it worked really well on my skin and it just felt really nice on the skin. It didn't break me out and it just looked really good. The only thing is, I think these are very, very old. I know for a fact I'm going to have to get rid of these 2, so I'm going to be chucking these away, but the thing is, these are very heavy, so I feel like that there's a lot of foundation here. I don't actually think I even use this one. I might have used this about once or twice, but that's probably about it. But I used to love this foundation and it has 24 months on it, so I think I might see if my cousin wants this one because she does have very, very fair skin, so she might like this one. Then I'm going to get rid of these 2. So all 3 of these are going to be going in this box. Next I have the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour Matte Foundation, and I have 3 different shades of this. I have 11 Vanilla, 12 Natural Rose and 20 Sand, and I used to absolutely love this foundation. It was one of my holy grails and I still really like it now, but I don't really use it that much. Sand, I actually have quite a lot in here, so I think I'm going to keep this. This one says 12 months, so I'm going to keep this one because I think it might be in the 12 months, so I'm going to keep that in the keep box. And then these 2 feel like that they've run out, so I'm going to get rid of these 2. Next I have the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot foundation, and I have 2 of these. I have Happy Medium and I have Cool Sand, and I love this foundation. It's one of my favourites and it's perfect for when I'm self-tan. It's amazing for people that have oily skin and it controls my oils all day and it is just amazing, so I'm going to be keeping both of these because I love it that much. It's just perfect. And then I also have some of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundations, and I actually have, I think, about 3 of these. So I've got 1, 2 and 3, so I have 3 different shades of this. I have the light warm one, I have the light medium neutral and light medium warm. I love these foundations. They last a very long time on the skin and they're just amazing. The only thing I do have to say about it is the smell of it is a little bit weird. It smells a lot like paint, but I know that quite a few people that have different skin types love this foundation. I love it and I have very oily skin. My sister likes it and she has normal skin, and then her friend likes it and she has dry skin. So this is an amazing foundation. I wouldn't wear it to America just because I know that the humidity is quite a lot out there and I don't think it would stay up to par on my skin, but I love this foundation and I definitely recommend it as well, so I'm keeping all 3 of these. Next I have the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. This is in the shade 02 Natural, and I did do a first impression on this foundation. I absolutely love it. I can only wear it when I do have a very dark self tan, but I love this foundation and I'm going to be keeping this because I don't use it a lot, but I'm going to try and use it a little bit more because it is just that good. And then I also have 2 of the Dermacol foundations. I have 2 different shades. I have 208 and 218, and I did do a first impression on this and I hate this foundation. It doesn't work very well on my skin at all. It just feels horrible. It looks horrible. It doesn't stay on my skin. My skin looks greasy after about an hour. So I'm going to be getting rid of both of these. The only one I've used is 218, so I'm getting rid of it, and then I'm going to try and sell 208. I'm going to give it to my sister because she does have very pale skin and it might work better on her. Then I also have some of the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundations. I have 4 of these and I have 3 different shades. So I have the 220, which I'm going to keep because this is my newest shade and this is the darkest shade that I have at the moment, so I'm keeping that one. Then I have 128 and 112, and I think this one is used up. Yeah, this one's used up, so I'm getting rid of that one. And then one of these 2 is going to be used up as well because I wouldn't have 2 of them open if one of them wasn't used up, so I'm going to see which one is. That one's got foundation in it, and then this one is one that's used up, so I'm going to get rid of this one and I'm going to keep this one. And at the moment I have both of my boxes that are full up to the top, but I still have loads of foundations to go through, so I don't think the rest of them are going to fit in, so I'm just going to pop them at the top here or at the top here if I'm going to get rid of them or if I'm going to keep them. Next I have the Revlon Colour Stay in combination to oily skin, and this one is in the shade 240 Medium Beige. I do like this. It's not one of my favourites. I've only tried it a couple of times, but I feel like the colour is a little bit off for me, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one because I just don't really like it that much, and I'm I'm not going to use it if the colour doesn't match my skin. So the next foundation is EX1 Invisible Liquid Foundation, and I have 4 of these in different shades, and I do like this foundation. I used to use it all the time, but I don't really use it that much. I think because these do last for 24 months, I haven't used these for 2 years yet, and I think I'm going to keep all of these and I'm going to keep using them until they use up, because I do only have a little bit of F100 left, and I feel like I'm probably going to use this up pretty quickly. So I have F100, 4.0, 2.0 and F200, and I do like these foundations and they suit my skin even though I do have oily skin, and they just make your skin feel really nice and gives you a second skin look. Next I have the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Foundation, and this is one of the worst foundations I've ever tried in my life. I hate it. I did do a first impression on it. It's not good for oily skin, not good for normal skin. It doesn't really know what it wants to do. The colour is ridiculous as well. This is ivory and this was very, very yellow, so I don't like this. I don't recommend it, and yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of this one. And then I also have some of the Sonia Kashuk foundations. These are the Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation, and I have 2 shades of this. I have 03 and 02, and I do really like this foundation, and the undertone is perfect for me when I'm self-tanned as well. I love the way it looks on the skin. It lasts a very long time, and I'm going to be keeping both of these because I really like this foundation, and I can only get it in America, so when I go back I am going to be getting some more of these. Also, the smell of it is just amazing as well. It smells like cinnamon, so I love the smell of this foundation. I love the way it looks, and I love the way it lasts on the skin as well, so I'm keeping both of these. Next is the L'Oreal Nude Magique Cushion Foundation, and I don't know what shade this is because it has come off, but I did do a first impression on it. I loved it in my first impression. I love this foundation, but it has been used for quite a long time. This has been open for over 12 months, and I feel like I do really need to get rid of it. I do love the foundation, so I think I might get another one of these, but I do have another cushion foundation in my drawers. It's the True Match one, and I think I'm going to be chucking this one away and trying the True Match one because I do like these. They last a very long time in the skin, and they just make my skin look really nice and luminous, and it doesn't make it look oily either, which I think is perfect, so I'm getting rid of that one. Then I also have 2 of the L'Oreal Nude Magique Eau de Teint foundations, and this is the foundation version of the cushion one, and I did like this. I thought it was really nice on the skin, but with it being 100 porcelain, that's what the shade's meant to be, it is very yellow and very dark, and I don't really know how I feel about it. I do like it, but you do need to use a lot of this foundation and the coverage isn't that good. I definitely recommend the cushion foundation because that looks a lot better on the skin, and it also stays on the skin a lot better as well. So I'm not sure which one is the one that's expired, but one of them isn't, so I'm just going to get rid of both of them because I don't really want to chance it and end up keeping the one that's just horrible on the skin, so I'm going to get rid of those 2. So next I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, and I haven't tried this out yet. This one is in the shade Light Sand, and I know for a fact this is going to be perfect for me when I have a little bit of self tan on, and I've heard so many amazing reviews on this, so I will do a first impression. I will keep it, and I am really excited to try this out because I want to try it out for a very long time, and I bought it about 2 years ago, but I've never even opened it, so I'm gonna keep this. Next I have the Maybelline Dream Velvet Foundation, and I really don't like this. This is in the shade 10 Ivory, and it just looks horrible on my skin. It looks cakey and it doesn't control my oils. It just is a horrible version of the Dream Matte Mousse foundation. I didn't really like the Dream Matte Mousse, but this one is way worse than that, and I really don't like it, so I'm going to be getting rid of this one. Next I have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and this is the original, and I have 4 different shades of this because I love it so much. This is my Holy Grail foundation. I will never ever get rid of this because it is just perfect. It's amazing. I wear it all the time. I know for a fact when I do wear it that it's going to last me all day. It lasts longer than 15 hours on me. It lasts 24 hours, and this is the bulletproof foundation I always use. And when you see a foundation that says 24-hour wear and it wasn't 24 hours, this one I promise you is going to last 24 hours. I recommend this to everyone, and it just makes my skin look perfect, and I'm going to be keeping all 4 shades of this because I always use this and I always keep repurchasing all of these shades as well. Next I have the L'Oreal True Match Foundation, and this is everyone's Holy Grail foundation. Everyone keeps talking about this, saying how much they love it. I did do a first impression on this. I did really like the foundation, but I stopped using it for about a year, and then last month I decided to try it out again. The colour is a little bit off for me. I think I would need to get W3 because N3 seems a little bit off. The undertone is a little bit too pink for me, but this foundation was really nice on the skin, so I'm going to be getting rid of this one because I do like the way that it looks on the skin, but this one is just a weird colour for me, and if it's a weird colour and it's also expired, I know for a fact I'm not going to use it anymore, but I do like the foundation, so I might go ahead and get another one in the correct shade. So this one is going into the get rid of pile, and everything is just collapsing everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of that because I can't be bothered with that. So the next foundation I have is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation, and this is in the shade 27 Bisque Neutral. I did do a first impression on this. I love this foundation. It's one of my favourites. It lasts amazingly on the skin. If you do want a drugstore dupe of this foundation, I definitely recommend the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot foundation. It looks exactly the same on the skin. It has the same consistency. I love the fact that with this, you only need a tiny amount because it's very, very pigmented. So I'm going to be keeping this. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a darker shade in this because I do really like it, but the shade works really well for me anyway when I bronze up my skin, so I'm keeping this because it's one of my favourites. Next I have the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation, and as you can see, this is almost used up. I only have a tiny amount in there. I don't even know if you can see that tiny amount there, but this is quite a few years old, but I am just going to use the rest of it and then I'm going to get rid of it because I used to really love this foundation. It was amazing. It looks so flawless on the skin, but it is quite old, so I am going to keep it. I'm going to use it up. I know it's probably going to give me a reaction, but I like this foundation so much that I'm just going to use the rest of it up. It did cost me a lot of money when I got it, so I think that's why I want to make sure that I use the rest of it, and this is in the shade Light 44 as well. The next foundation I have is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Foundation, and this is the Water Fresh Makeup, and I did do a first impression on this. I did like it my first impression, but I don't like this foundation anymore. I use it for work because I know it's going to come off after a few hours, and I have tried so many times to use it and I just am not enjoying it. I just feel like that some of my drugstore foundations work a lot better, and when you think that this is the same price as the Double Wear Original, there's really no comparison to it, to be honest, because the Double Wear Original is way better than this one, and I don't like this. It doesn't work very well for oily skin. I think if you do have dry skin or normal skin, it's going to work for you, but this didn't control my oils at all, and I just don't really like it. So I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to use it up only because of how expensive it was. If it wasn't that expensive, I would be getting rid of it by now, but I can't really face the fact that I paid over £30 for it, and it just doesn't work for my skin. Next I have the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Finish Mousse Makeup. I got this quite a few years ago. I've never opened it, and I think this is their palest shade. This is in the shade Sparkling Blush, and when I saw that shade I was like, is this a blush or is this a foundation? But it is actually a foundation, and this is their palest shade. I haven't tried it out, but I know for a fact that I've had this for about 3 or 4 years. I haven't tried it out yet, so I'm never going to try it out, and I'm just going to get rid of it because I just don't think I'll ever use it, and it's just clogging up my makeup drawers, so that is going in the bin. Next I have my newest foundation, which is the YSL All Hours Foundation, and this is in the shade BD40, and I actually really like this foundation. I used it yesterday. I've used it quite a few times to work, also when I've been out after work, and even though it does come off on the sides of my face after probably about 4 or 5 hours, building it up is incredible. This is the best buildable foundation I've ever had. I don't know if I would repurchase it again just because it does come off on different areas, but it just looks really nice on the skin. It minimises my pores, and I really do like this foundation. I think it's really beautiful on the skin, but like I said, it doesn't last all day, but this is an amazing foundation to control your oils. I don't need to blot with this, I don't need to powder with this, and my oils are controlled for at least 10 hours, so this is amazing if you do have oily skin because it will not budge. So I do like this foundation for that. The last foundations that I have are only 2, and they are from Tarte, and the first one I have is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, and I haven't tried this out yet. I did get this from QVC to do a first impression on it. I also got a double-ended brush with it as well, and I am going to do a first impression on it very soon. I do really like the way that this looks. I think it looks so gorgeous. It looks like a mermaid, like the sea, and I do like a lot of Tarte's things. I think that they're so beautiful. They last a very long time, so I'm hoping that this is going to be as long wearing as the other foundations and the other things that I have from Tarte, because I do really like their stuff, and I have very high hopes for this. And this is in the shade Light Medium Honey, so hopefully this is going to match me when I'm self-tanned. And the last foundation that I have is the Tarte Creamy Confidence Powder Foundation, and I am going to be keeping this. I have 3 different shades of this, and I absolutely love it. So I love this foundation. As soon as I did the first impression on it, I fell in love with it straight away, and because I like it that much, I have 3 different shades of different stages of self-tan, and when I'm super fair as well. So I have Fair Neutral, which is the lightest shade that they do on QVC, but I think they also have a very fair neutral as well on their website, so this is how fair that is. So obviously it wouldn't match me at the moment, but I do have to say that these foundations do come up quite light as well, because usually I am fair neutral in all of my foundations when I'm fair, and this seems quite light for me, so I do have to bronze my skin. And the next one is the light neutral one, which is a little bit darker, and this one is perfect for me when I do have a light self tan on, so I love this foundation. This is also the one that I use in my first impression as well. And the last one I have is light medium neutral. I have tried to use this, but I feel like it's very pink for my self tan. As you can see, it's quite pink on there, so I'm not too sure if you can see that on this video, but I do really like these foundations. You also get a double-ended foundation brush as well when you do order from QVC, so you get 2 things for the price of 1. And yeah, this is just an amazing foundation. I love it, and I love it that much that I've had to buy 3 different shades of it. And it's amazing if you do have oily skin, because this lasts a very long time on my skin. I don't need to touch it up, and even when I do go out and it has come off a little bit on my skin, touching this up is very easy to do, and I really love it, so I am going to be keeping these. So I've been through all of the foundations, and I feel like I've got rid of quite a lot of the foundations. I haven't got rid of half of the foundations that I wanted to, but I've got rid of quite a lot of the foundations. I have kept quite a few, but I do like these, and some of them I'm basically just trying to use up and then I can get rid of them. So in total I've got rid of 17 foundations, which is incredible. A lot of people don't even have 17 foundations, but I've got rid of 17 of them. I'm really proud of myself, because now I'm going to have a lot more room in my drawers, and I can fit a lot more stuff in as well. So I've got rid of all the clutter that I don't need, and I just feel really happy as well. So looking at everything that I'm getting rid of, I feel like I've done really well. I'm getting rid of 17 foundations, I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 concealers, 2 BB creams, and also a makeup setting spray. So I feel like I've done really well on that. I am really proud of myself, and we're going to go ahead and put everything back in my drawers, and I'm going to see how much room I have, because before it was overflowing, and I'm hoping now I'm going to have a lot more room. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my makeup back in my drawers. Hopefully I have a lot more room so I can put some more things in there if I want to, and put 2 different drawers into one. So I'm going to go ahead and see how much room I have.